Hi guys, this is Jared, Happy Homes Colorado. Wanted to give you my viewpoint from a general contractor perspective, aware of any structural components and how water works with different construction installations. So first I want to point out that this area right here is a high spot in the bathroom where the water damage started. We have level falling towards the shower. We have level falling towards the bathtub. And then we also have a level falling to these other areas of the house right here. So this vanity is a high spot. So there's that. And then I'm going to be pausing the video to keep it shorter to point out other items. So here I am in the primary bathroom closet here with level falling this way again. And you can verify with watermarks right here on the sheetrock and on the base plate framing. We have some rot at the studs going down, and obviously compromised subfloor, right? If we were to build a house and had the subfloor in it, it would fail inspection and it would need replaced. Right now I am under the primary bathtub, and here we have very notable amount of rot on this base plate with also water damage on the subfloor there. And then if you go over here, same with the base plate framing and the studs in the back. So underneath the tub, the plywood is very compromised, and this is a very heavy tub and also has a catch basin. And as expected, behind the vanity, we have water damage on all of the sheetrock. And then, as we know, below the tile, thinset is very porous. I don't see how we could have gotten the area underneath the tile and the subfloor dried before it got damaged. And obviously we have the subfloor damage visible from below in the library. And as always, the worst spot of the subfloor from below. It's pretty much going to be like this everywhere on the tile. I'm curious to know, I'd like to verify if you guys used a pinless moisture reader. That way we could have gotten through the tile and read those levels. Because if it was not a pinless reader, then all that could have been measured is just less dense areas like drywall and areas that we can dry out really fast. So let me know on that. This wall here is a main concern for me. We do have rotted and compromised ply right here along this seam. And so this is a 6-inch wall. It's resting on a flush beam below, and it is a girder wall. There is a girder truss above. You have two gables running perpendicular to each other. The last full truss ends right here, and then you have overframing onto these trusses. So there's a very strong load right here. So it'll be in my scope of work on the proposal for this. But what we're really going to need to do is remove the subfloor, right? We need to cut the base plate out and then add a continuous 4x4 right here as a new base plate. And then we'll put blocking below that, and then we'll put blocking for the new subfloor butting up to it. And just to make it easier, I will note in this video, rather than a bunch of typing, the tile is going to need to come off on both sides of the wall to access the base plate. I'm not sure where you guys are at with finding like kind quality natural stone. I'm assuming that would not be possible to find but I'm not too informed on that, so I'd like to discuss. I am going to open up and see what we look like underneath the shower. And as you know, with the shower, the waterproof system, we can't just patch tiles and demo parts of the shower. It needs to be continuous. So with that being said, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that and what guidelines you guys follow as far as light, kind, and quality, and where those terminations end. And then I'll quickly point out, I'm pretty sure you guys have all of this documentation, but the rot, continues this way. When you put a level on the floor, it shows which way the water would have ran. So we do have notable rot throughout the subfloor. So right now I'm in the library. I am at the flush mount beam over the fireplace. And as you can see, we have notable pathways of where water went down the beam. Very notable damage at the joints, showing what it will look like above the subfloor. And if you look in here, I'll try to get it in video. We have white spotting at the top plates below the beam, which is the beginning of mold. So we do have that in there, which will definitely need to be addressed. Right here, I am by the bathtub drain. And as you can see, we have very notable rot, water damage along the seams. We even have the plywood falling right there. And then same with here, this whole seam is damaged. And it goes all the way through to the exterior wall. And I'll show you everything. I know you guys have documentation of all of this. And so what makes sense is this being a high spot in the floor right here. There's not as much water damage right here where it occurred because the water went elsewhere and didn't stay there. So as we fall out of level more, and as we hit transitions walls, the damage is stronger because of where the water was sitting. Right here, you could tell you have a seam. You have two plywood joints butting up to each other, which is where you can see that there was a lot of water there collected. And so I don't have the appropriate tools with me to make a respectful cut in the drywall for the drywall crew. I'm going to get that, but I do want to check underneath the shower pan. So I will send documentation for that tomorrow. Since the pan system is a bladder, I want to make sure that water didn't get trapped underneath that. But to conclude, I want to know if a pinless moisture reader was used to appropriately measure the moisture level underneath the tile. And then I want to point out, obviously, where there's damage on the subfloor below, the damage is always greater above the subfloor, right? And if you pick at this plywood, it picks right off. And if you were to build a house with this plywood, it would fail. You would need to replace it. It's not a suitable structural component. The nails going from the subfloor into the joists, the diameter of the hole in the subfloor, it's too weak. Any lateral load of the house is just widening that nail hole in the subfloor, and that is not structurally okay. So yeah, I'm surprised this didn't get addressed, and that the subfloor has been taken care of, which makes sense as well. But yeah, this whole area, we need to do something with it. I think it's a good idea to get at least 2 adjusters out here. That way we're a full team and all of these notes aren't getting looked past, and we can get to a conclusion really quick. The clients have not had their home for a little too long now. So thanks, guys. I'm gonna break off and add the hardwood flooring downstairs in the video because I know we are refinishing the whole floor and tying new flooring in. But from drying out the water in the house when the damage occurred, all the flooring has now gaps in it, and the planks have shrank at least 1/16. So weaving into that with new like kind, we're not going to get it to look the same. It's not going to be properly installed, and it will fail. So that goes along with my proposal I sent maybe a month ago on the flooring needing replaced to get it like kind and to be able to properly weave it. And then last, we could show the fireplace from my perspective. We have 3 layers of ply, and it is all water rotted. If you put a level on it, it's leaning this way. And below, we have damage on all of the existing base plate framing. And then I can do it, but I can dig in, but you have your venting chute right here. And then we have a flat plate at the floor above. And at the beginning of the video, I did note the water damage there. So it would be appropriate to cut this open and look at it further. But I want to leave things out. I want to leave things out where they are right now, and let's go from there. Thank you.